So this is part 2 of my interview with Clay. If you click below, we have posted part 1 previously. If you click the second link below, you can join my challenge where I do Q&A webinars with my millionaire students. Some of my millionaire students are also giving weekly webinars like Jack Kellogg, who's made over 17 million. He just made $1 million on one trade on Alibaba. Shout out to Jack. In this video, if you watch part 1, you see Clay is no nonsense, right? Like he's very focused on trying to be better. He doesn't always win. Sometimes he loses, but there's lessons in those losses. And in part 2, we really dig in to find out like what he's been doing wrong that's been holding him back. And I think if you can learn from, what holds him back and you can be honest about what holds you back, we're all trying to get better. And that's the beauty of this community. You learn from yourself, you learn from others. We're all transparent. We're all honest about our wins and our losses. That's what separates us from most people in most communities in this shady industry. Most people just post and talk about their wins only. The losses are really some of the best educators, okay? And in this video, in part 2, if you watch part 1, you know Clay is very honest. Part 2, he's even more honest. We got more brutal, more transparent, and I think that's gonna help you. So watch this video. Again, congratulate him on his success. Leave a comment with 1, 2, or 3 lessons that you're taking away from this. And definitely watch part 1 also. And definitely apply for my challenge if you really want to learn to be my next millionaire student. I have 40 plus millionaire students so far, but that number is only gonna go up. It's not a question of if, it's when and who. So you tell me, how hard will you study? How bad do you want success? I'm here to change your life. Let's do it. Let's get to some questions. Are you okay to answer some questions?
Yeah.
All right. So what % of your trades are short versus long or puts versus calls?
Recently, I'm a lot more long biased. I would say maybe like 70-30 long. And it used to be probably like 80-20 short. So I flipped that around because with small caps, I'm a lot more disciplined on shorting for some reason, but with puts, I'm not at all. Like,
Gotcha.
I'm more willing to average up into a level.
Oh, that's cool. What video or videos helped you the most?
All the DVDs, both Gritani's DVDs and yours, and picking a category. So for me, like going to the dip buys category on Profitly and just watching all those videos on one setup.
Nice. Why do you not want to listen to Tim? You short, knowing it's so risky.
I just get pulled in. I mean, the parabolics are just so enticing. It's like
Let me clarify this because this is an important point. I just said this on the video lesson too. As a newbie, I would not be shorting because you don't know how high these things are going to go. Clay is not a newbie. He does have to control his degenerate addict self, but at the same time, he has experience. After you get experience, you kind of know when things are a little too insane, right? When things are a little too insane, especially if you have a big account size where you can withstand a little pain, then you can short sell. Part of the reason why I don't short sell, not because there's no money in it, but I don't want to set a bad example for newbies. Like WTF, I've seen many, I'm in a few chat rooms with short sellers. They were shorting it 15, 16, 17, 18, being like, this is ridiculous. After hours, WTF is now in the 24s, okay? As a newbie, you can't outlast a short squeeze. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the funding, you don't have the experience. As a multimillionaire with years of experience, like many short sellers, they can probably outlast it. But WTF could be 30 tomorrow. It could be 50 tomorrow. With a small account, you cannot try to outlast that. Do you agree with that, Clay?
Yeah, definitely. So like I started shorting in year 3, and I love what Strategy just said about it being more addicting, because ever since I started learning shorting in 2020, it made me miss out on so many long opportunities because I would just be looking for shorts. Like I don't know why, but it's the thrill of how you can like catch a panic, like you catch a panic short and it's the best feeling ever. But I mean, the same is true. Like if you're long a squeeze, then the same thing is true. So
I was pretty pumped this morning. Even before I had my coffee, GRI was spiking. And I was like, I don't need coffee. GRI is like more caffeine. Like it was a rush because GRI was just spiking so fast this morning. But whether you're in a play that's going straight up or you're shorting a stock that's going straight down, like it's a freaking rush. And GRI kind of spikes are very few and far between. Whereas shorting, especially a lot of these Chinese pumps, when they crash, I mean, they can crash from like 40 to like 3 and like no bounces. And that's like insane to be a part of. Like WTF will probably crash. Not yet. I mean, now it's 25s. Like this is crazy. I was giving these students so much props earlier because like it's awesome that Eric made 24,000 from 4 to 12, and now the thing has doubled, right? And you're just like, this is, you don't know, how do you know where it stops, Clay?
I mean, it's people say like you got to wait for backside, but it's like super true because when you're short and you're trying to find the top, like that's where all shorts get just bent. Like, cause that's what they, like you say, especially like that one trade can take you out. It's when you're trying to find the top. But if you already have resistance levels set, you at least have an identification of what you're going to risk. But when you're just stabbing into it and averaging up, like it can just keep going. Like these squeezes are crazy. Like this reminds me of DWAC. So I'm going to be studying DWAC for MMAX. However, MMAX is going to be really hard to borrow, really expensive, and it's illiquid and all that. So it's going to be dangerous no matter what. Like I'm not looking for a home run on it or anything. And it's better to miss a huge part of the move, but know that you have a high odds setup on some of the move because the ranges are so wide that you don't have to be there at the top. And that's hard to psychologically like get to that point. It was for me anyway.
I mean, so what you're saying is like as a play is making new highs, like WTF keeps making new highs. You could probably say that it's probably on the front side, but eventually, let's say it goes to 30 and then comes back down to like 20. And then, it starts fading like 19, 18, 17, potentially. I don't know, where it's going to settle, but then you're looking for that gradual fade because when these things gradually fade, they rarely ever come back, So you just don't want to be shorting right now. Like this thing could be 30 by, the end of after hours today. This might be 30 in the next few minutes. You just don't know how many shorts there are. Same thing with Newsmax, same thing with MLGO. I mean, I was buying RGC in the 12s a few days ago and it went to 70. Do you realize like it's stupid how high these things can go. Did you see RGC?
No, I didn't. But I mean, that's why I agree with about the shorting thing. Cause like I was saying, I feel like the opportunity cost on just focusing on that, like you're not getting that asymmetry on shorts. And yeah, it's chasing the thing like GDHD today, which is just absolutely crazy because it like liquidates, 80, 90%. I mean, it's nowhere near as crazy as these plays running like 300, 400, 500%,
You see Newsmax 275 right now?
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
What is your dad saying? Was he like, I gave that to you, boy?
Yeah, I mean he's just upset because he could have been in it pre-IPO, and I mean I'm like it doesn't matter. Like you'd have to hold it for 180 days anyway, but he'd be up like insane. Like off 50K, it'd be like a 12 million profit right now. It's
Why didn't he
ridiculous.
take it pre-IPO?
I don't know.
Damn, man. Damn. That's
Yeah,
crazy. That's crazy. But that's the market these days. I just did a video lesson like talking about how many runners there are all of a sudden. And it's the crazy thing is it's not like the overall markets are that hot. Like did the NASDAQ even finish green today? It was like fighting all day. Yeah, the NASDAQ finished. Oh, the NASDAQ actually finished up nearly 1%. I didn't even realize he got that strong. That's a nice bottoming action. So, we'll see, heading into the tariff day tomorrow, it's going to be interesting. I wouldn't be sure of what the markets are going to do. Um, let's see, questions. Clay, what is the platform visible in the background? Do you use one for trading and one for charting?
I got Trading View on the left screen, and then Thinkorswim on two, and Cobra on one. Cobra I short with, Thinkorswim on long. Trading View charting.
How's Thinkorswim? I'm thinking about getting back with them. I used to use them years ago.
I started with Thinkorswim, so I love it. Like it's hard to get off of it for me. I mean,
Yeah.
but I've always
I mean, they got
active trader as well. So I'm just like stuck on that active trader ladder.
I got you. Let's see. What size are your monitors in the background?
27 inch maybe, I think.
Okay. Explain more about the locates. Why were you prepared to pay $1 a share when it was in the low cents moments earlier? How does that work?
Yeah, so this is the first time it ever happened to me. I wasn't. I was locating it at 30 cents and it like popped up accept like at 30 cents and I clicked it and then it showed that I paid $1,000 and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Cause like that's why I was so mad. That's why I said it tilted me because I was only willing to pay like, a few cents a share and it said I paid $1.70 and I was like, come again? Like what?
Can they do that? Did you call the broker and ask?
Yeah, I sent him a chat, but the locate like it was a
It was a
it was like kind
glitch?
of
I
bucks.
don't understand. If you click accept, what it changed in in like the millisecond between you like putting your thumb on the click?
Well, in the past, like when that happens, it'll say like this offer is no longer available or something, and it didn't do
It
that. It
locked
just
you in.
yeah, at 170. So definitely would have never paid that much. I mean, I think I went all of last year and only paid like 8 grand in borrow fees, and this was like $1,000 like today, like that. And
So, this little thing like sets you off. It just sounds like you're a little bitch.
for pretty much today, I mean, after this losing streak, that's what it
It's
just
okay. Stratty's been a little bitch too. So you're in good company. Maybe that's why he's like ripping on you because he sees like the bitch in you and he's like, hey, I've been a bitch. So you're a bitch. Let's bitch together.
Stratty, what do you think about that?
I literally said like Stratty's been a bitch lately. I was like, why are you being such a bitch? And the fact that you're like tilted, oh, I paid more for locates. Boo hoo.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw. I was like, oh, there's another loss. Like starting the month off, another loss. Here we go. You
That's like,
know?
oh, I'm having a coffee and there's a bug in my coffee, and you like start crying. You're like, my coffee's ruined. I know people like this. I'm in LA. There's a whole city of people like that.
No, I would never be
If there's a
severe. Like
bug in your coffee, are you going to return the coffee or are you going to scoop out the bug and drink it? What would you do?
I'm gonna pour the bug out.
And you'll still drink the coffee, right?
Yeah, I'll drink the coffee.
Okay, that's the right answer. Some people will cry. Look, Strates just says, yeah, I'm a bitch. He accepts it. At first, I was blaming the market. Then I realized that's a bitch move, and now I take responsibility. So he didn't realize that he was a bitch at first. I had to call him out. And the same thing with you, like, boo hoo, you paid a little more for like a locate. That doesn't mean that it ruins your day,
Yeah,
but you're so sensitive. You're supposed to have ice water in your veins. What's going on?
I know. At that point though, like I feel like I had to focus in max. So I was like, I don't know. Now that then it like really tilted me, because then I'm not hitting MLGO, and then I'm like, whatever, man.
So
Like I
next
got
time, if whenever something happens where you have a bug in your coffee or you pay more for locates, you say, okay, I'm not going to think about this. I'm going to be the bigger man. I'm not going to be like a stratty like bitch. And I'm going to focus on good setups. I'm not going to try to make back the locates because then you're biased. You
yeah.
realize that like biased you. A big problem that traders have is we get biased, long or short, the name of the ticker or something like, oh, I had a student where they were like, I'm trading this ticker and it's the same initials as my ex. And I just want to win just to like get back at her. And I was like, what kind of logic is that? Like, that's going to bias you. You feel like you need vengeance on a ticker because it's the same initials as your ex. Like, make that make sense.
Yep. I mean, just the psychology of everything is just as important as having a winning strategy.
I think we just have to be aware of this. Like we're all humans, this is why machines and algorithms are going to, dominate us. Like the machines are laughing. If the machines are inventing time travel and they're going back and this video has already been posted because of time travel, they're laughing. They're like, look at these humans. This little bitch who's like a millionaire can't even control his emotions, right? The machines from the future are laughing at us.
They should be. All the opportunity costs from just like little mental switches that are just foolish.
But the reason why we talk about it, I'm not just like ripping on you. Like, I want everyone to understand we're all prone to this. This can happen to anyone. Sometimes I wake up on the wrong side, right? Like, And the opposite holds true. When I nailed GRI and I had that rush of adrenaline, I was on for the day. I nailed GRI, I nailed CSAI. Like when you have a good trade that starts your day, like you feel good. You're like, okay, I'm in the groove. Let's cook. Right? Does that happen to you, Clay?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like when I was waking up at 3 a.m., that was definitely the case because I was like building padding. And for the day, it was like kind of like warming up or whatever. And I mean, I'm just like ready to go.
I think it's like if you feel like kind of in tune with the market, you're like, okay, I made this trade. I feel like I'm in the groove, not just necessarily with your own trading, but like you understand the market. And like today, I mean, I don't even know how many supernovas there were. I haven't even kept track. Like it's just been a crazy day. I think there might have been over like 12 plays that spiked 100% or more. And
Yeah,
you're going short.
I got a lot of review and charting to do. I was going to ask you about this. Like, what do you think the highest, say, ROI activity is for someone to do to not miss a similar play in the future? Like, would it be just continuously reviewing the chart, asking a bunch of questions about it, maybe replaying it on demand? Like, what would you say is the highest ROI activity for
Good
reviewing?
question. First, I just want to mention WTF is in the 27s now. We're watching this ridiculous, ridiculous uptrend. It's pretty awesome. Shoot, how do I switch this? I wanted to share my screen. One sec. I'll answer your question in a sec, but this is pretty cool with WTF. Pascal, did I do it right? Can you see my WTF screen? Or I guess people in the chat, can you see WTF?
I don't see it.
Wait, I have to click share. Okay, this is WTF. 28 now. What a squeeze. Did I do this right?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen? Look at this uptrend. This is literally, we're filming this. This is 4:44 p.m. In 20 minutes, it's gone from 20 to 28. Okay. That's a 40% move in 20 minutes after hours. Congratulations to everybody in WTF. I saw like the chat room, a lot of people are long. Just remember to take profits along the way. This is pure speculative crap. WTF. They were geniuses to do this ticker. Like whoever chose this ticker, I want to hire them because they get it. Like traders are sharing this. This is becoming a meme. Short sellers specifically are saying WTF.
Yeah.
Are you tempted to short this, Clay?
Not anytime soon. I would have to see IMAX come in because I feel like that's the sector leader, and also as like superb timing for this name to list.
I mean, this is even if you want to go back here to 3:45 p.m. So an hour ago, this was at $15. So nearly 100% gain. And it consolidated for a little bit. You have to understand like this kind of consolidation where like right after the close, it hits 23 and comes down to 20. Shorts are thinking this might be the top, and this is luring in some shorts. So it's not like it went straight up all at once. A lot of these gains are built up by luring in shorts, and then the shorts are forced to cover. And then it speeds up when it hits new highs because the shorts, set their stops and they have to cover. Some shorts. Some shorts are just averaging up. But this is case in point why I don't sell. All right, let me get back to the camera. One sec.
It's also super annoying to
Shoot.
be like
Stop.
thinking counter trend as well. Like I feel like so much of my career has
Yeah.
been trying to counter trend the small part of the move. Like think about if you're trying to short this, you're trying to catch like a 20% drop and it's running like 400%. Like make it make sense.
All right, I think I'm back to camera. Am I back to camera? Look at me, I'm learning technology. Yay! Your question was, what do you review to get back on track, basically?
What's the highest ROI activity that you can think of to not repeat a missed opportunity? Like when you see something and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think like going back through the charts, like reviewing that, I love like, just looking at the chat room too. Like this is why we archive all of the chat room archives. Because even if you misplay a stock or, option or whatever, there are probably people in the challenge chat who are nailing it or, at least they're on the right track. And it's good not just to see trades of others, but to see the mindset. And I would encourage you, not just like current plays like WTF, but go back several days. Like it's cool to compare trades with actual winners. Like, Jack was talking about Alibaba long before he took his $1 million profit. You can go see his thoughts. I mean, Jack gives webinars, so you can watch his webinars in the past, see his thought process on that. And whenever a trader is hot, try to see what they were thinking. Like, this is why I encourage everyone to share so transparently. It's good for you as a person, but it's good for the community. Like, go back in the chat and see what Eric was saying about WTF in the fours. I mean, he said he remembers, like, just a cool acronym. He remembers HUGE spiking. So I think it's good to go over, good trades, good charts. I mean, like today, there's a dozen good plays. Try to see where you could have had an entry. Try to see what others were thinking with that stock. And so it's like reviewing your own trades, yes, but reviewing other people in the community. And this is why we can frankly get ahead faster if we all share transparently our wins and our losses. And this is why go through my own, commentary, because I was on the right track. I mean, even the start of this webinar, I was like, WTF could go to 30. I didn't trade it, but that was my thought process. Part of the reason why I don't short sell anymore. So you guys have endless data, stock data, charts, other students, and commentary. So there's literally 4 things that you can review aside from just your own trades. And that way you just learn more. Like, it's better to have, 200 pairs of eyes looking at anything rather than just you. So that's what I would do, especially on days like today. Some days you're not going to have that many plays. Like, there's just not that much, meat on the bone. Today, it's like a buffet, right? And, Clay literally is like looking through the window and watching everyone eat. And you're outside, you're like, I want to join the buffet, but you're not. This is why you're so thin.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I've just been in such a shitty mood all day. But the thing about it is, like, I need to reframe at seeing these opportunities. And I feel like this has really weighed down on me on my career because, like, it's incredible. Like, we're in this career, we have these opportunities. It's absolutely epic. So if you reframe how you're viewing it and you can get in the mindset of, like, finding out everything you didn't do that you should have did, or why you were thinking what you were thinking, why you were feeling what you were feeling, and then how to, like, shift that into who did nail it, like what were they feeling, what were they thinking, and trying to get into that mindset. But also just being aware of it in the moment is the most important.
You watched Strategy's hour-long video?
Yeah, that was super motivating for me to go back through and dissect the data, especially because I had the month that I did. So I want to go to the depth that he did, and try to match that work ethic. I like that. I need to get back into that competitive mindset, because again, I feel like the win streak, maybe I got a little bit too complacent, and now I just need to drill down, like restart from flat. I withdrew. It's like a new slate. So I got to get back into that competitive mindset and that just mentality.
This is like, there's a lot of like athletes when they win like the championship or they win like most valuable player, and then they go, party like on the beach in Ibiza, and they're like, they get fat, they get sloppy, and they come back and they're out of it. Like, James Harden is one of the best basketball players, for example, and he gets so out of shape because he's just like, he likes to party. Like, I've met him a few times. He's crazy, right? And it works for some people. Like, you might have so much inherent talent that it's okay to do that. But then there's some people, they never party, they never celebrate, they're always in the mindset. They're probably serial killers because they have to let loose sometimes. So I think it's good to like relax a little bit, but when it's game time, especially on days like today, you really want to try to have the right mindset. Like webinars like this, the fact that we're even talking about this, everyone watching, learn from, Clay's previous success, but learn from what he hasn't been doing the past few days. And frankly, how there's a huge opportunity cost in that, right? Like, you want to try to be fully prepared to fully capitalize on days like today, and frankly, like the past week have been amazing. Today, I think it was the single best day in terms of multiple supernovas, multiple runners. Like, the only way that you wouldn't make money is if you're a short seller. Sorry, buddy. But like, it's you buy any stock that's running and it runs 50, 100, 200, 300%. Like, I was getting to the studio, I've had a crazy day, and I, had a pretty good trading day. But like, you have to try to be there with the right mindset, with the right rules, with the right strategy when it counts. when there's no great plays, piss off. It doesn't really matter. You're not missing much. But I think when there's no great plays, that's when you can really study more. Like trying to study today, you would miss all the great plays because you'd be like, oh, let me watch Stratty's hour-long video. Let me watch this. And you're missing for an hour great action. So I actually pray for slow markets because that gives people more time to study. In a hot market, it's really tough to study. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. And also when it is a hot market, like the energy that you're bringing to the market is crucial on determining how you're going to perform that day. So
What energy are you going to bring tomorrow?
I gotta lock in. Gotta be ready to conquer.
What time are you going to get up tomorrow?
Actually, I think I'm gonna get up at 3 a.m. tomorrow just because of how today and yesterday was, and I feel like I need to get back into that mindset. And I know 3 a.m. doesn't seem like it has been too good lately, but even if I can get up there and make a couple $100 and get a win, get some momentum, like I'm gonna get back in that flow of how I did in October when it all started, which is what I was doing. I was getting up at 3 a.m., so I'm gonna replicate those actions.
Trust me, I wish I wasn't in LA. 3 a.m. East Coast time, Clay is mentioning, by the way. So I'd have to get up at midnight here, which ain't happening.
Yeah, no, that's brutal.
Well, I just had Evan here in studio. Evan is another millionaire student. He's up about 250,000 year to date. He gets up at 1 a.m. here, LA time,
That's a grind.
every day.
That's wild.
And
But
then he goes,
that's why he is where he is. He's willing to do
well,
it.
then he goes back to sleep, and then he sleeps from like 1:20 to like 5 a.m. So it's like he goes to bed like 9 p.m. until 1 a.m. and then like 1:30 until 5. It's a terrible way to live, but he's a
That's
former. Have you met him? I don't know.
I haven't. That's pretty much what I was doing. It was brutal. Like getting back up is really tough. Getting up at 3, I was like ready to go, but then trying to get that extra like 2 or 3 hours of sleep in, you wake up and you're just like, no.
But you see, this is where Jack excels. Like Jack likes to message me, especially when the pre-market runners were running. He would like message me. I would wake up to a text and he's like 2:36 a.m., no alarm. Like, 3:47 a.m., no alarm. And he's so proud of that. But he also hasn't traveled at all. So it's like give or take, right? But this is why you got to come to Europe this summer. It's beautiful. Italy, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then even pre-market, 11 a.m., noon, hell yes, right? Like we go for morning hikes and we're still 3-4 hours ahead of time.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. I'm stoked for that. Sounds incredible.
And you need some pasta too. You got to get bigger. Otherwise, Stratty's just going to keep making fun of you. All right, we got to get going. Clay, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. Let's check in and let's see how you do, the rest of the week. It's only Tuesday, so you got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's
Yep.
see what you got, right? What are you going to do tomorrow? Are you going to win or are you going to lose?
I'm winning. I'm changing the momentum. I'm getting back on trend.
I like it. Thanks for sharing, man.
Yep.
Go to sleep. I think it's your bedtime already. It's like 5 p.m.
All
Cheers,
right.
buddy. Thanks again.
Thanks for everything.
Congrats on all the success.
Bye.
Everyone congratulate Clay on the success and tell him not to get complacent. He's got to buy another home. He's got to waste some more money.